So guys, before we get started, don't forget we do have that amazing discount code thanks to Tier 0 Games going on right now. And all you have to do is put in ZW Games 5 to get 5% discount on your total order at tier0games.com. The links will be in the description below.
What's up YouTube, this is Joe from Zephyr Games and I'm bringing to you guys another Ignister deck profile, but this is the complete Codetalker Ignister deck. So this is a complete full-on mix of both the Codetalker variant and the Ignister variant. This is what I call the Playmaker I deck in short. Now, a brief little history on this. This is actually a deck that I initially wanted to make as soon as the Ignister cards got revealed. I remember being in the car with Donald, telling him that once the Ignister cards come out, I'm going to be making a Playmaker I mix mesh. In the story that if Playmaker continued dueling in the show after the show finished, this is what I can envision him playing, to have his memory of I and all the Ignis mixed together with the Codetalkers that I helped him initially get, and make this kind of deck, continuing on the like his vision of I, that kind of thing. So that's my little story on it. But I can't take full credit on this particular build, as this build was also influenced by a follower on the @Ignister Facebook page. He had his own build up in there. I took his build, made my own personal tweaks to it after playtesting it multiple times and seeing, okay, I took out one card from his extra deck, card in my extra deck, is to make it a bit more Codetalker focused. And then by doing so, I added a few additional targets into the main deck to boost the consistency of your plays. What's really cool about it is that now it doesn't fully rely on Island, and it can actually go first. You got a first turn play in forms of the Arrival, and a second turn play in forms of access code, which I think is incredible. It gives the Ignister deck so much more versatility in terms of that it doesn't have to hope to go second, and that if your opponent forces you to go first game 2 or even game 1, you're not like, oh crap, well I can't really do that much, and I'm just wasting all of my resources to make a first turn play for then my opponent just like be over it. This gives you a small first turn play in terms of the Arrival, while you're not focusing too much resources, and even then the resources you put in, you accumulate enough back into your hands that you know you can just go, okay, next turn normal summon, do this, do that, this and that kind of thing. I'll explain some options that you can do to recover after the Arrival as we go through the profile and everything else. So with all that said and done, before I get to the profile entirely, if you enjoy it, please give us a like, please give us a subscribe down below. I know it can be a little bit frustrating to see, okay, same deck, like same theme multiple times, but it's just themes that we personally enjoy and that we're all personally involved in, and that we do constantly like to bring to you guys, because it's something that we are like, it's a deck that we love, so we can put all of our like love and effort into it. Like, again, as you can all tell, and I love DDD, and Ignister is similar to that, which is why I love it so much. So again, with all that's done, let's crack on into the profile. Going through the money cards, I mean the searches, totally. Starting off with you have your 3 Picari. These are all playsets. You gotta have these cards at 3 Picari, 3 Achichi, and the 3 micro coda. These are all of your rotors, these are all of your searches. These get you to everything that you need within the deck. Heck, even a micro coda is essentially a quote unquote Ignister kind of card, because it searches you mining, which then searches you any @Ignister. Like, even if you're not going full on Codetalker like this in this build, you can still feasibly play microcoda in any Ignister deck, because it is essentially, as long as you have a Codetalker target that you can feasibly go into consistently, microcoda is essentially any @Ignister in your deck. And then to round up the kind of quote unquote normal summon search, or do this search, you've got 2 Lady the Bug. You don't need 3 in this variant. As you can see, we're not even playing Balance Lord. as I would have showed him probably first, because he's a face set. Normally, you don't actually need Balance Sword in this deck. You don't need that additional normal summon. You have enough free summons in the deck to just flow through your combos nicely, especially through the help of Microcoder, getting you into things like Codec, which then essentially searches everything in your deck. We're playing only one Doyon. You only really need one Doyon, though I have been feeling like bumping him up to 2, but we are still playing 2 Buru. Buru is still your essential tuner, but he's also a nice win target Foolish Barrel kind of card that you can get any like Ignis into your grave, which then you can then use your like Reborn, would get it back, keep on searching. Card that I like to always send most of the time is a Chi-Chi, because then my revival essentially becomes a search, which is very nice. So Buru does help you with that. And then to round up the Ignisters, we are playing one Doshin and one Gachiri. Doshin is a free summon summons you got in Ignister, and I'm playing the Gachiri still, or Gachi, because he's still really powerful. He's still a free summon. You just target him once to negate it, free summon, but he is also a protection for your board as well. It's very nice. Now going into the Playmaker stuff to round up the monsters, we are playing 2 of the brand new Power Load XCs. This is the card that the concept didn't initially have. I added him here because he's just so good. He's a free summon from hand, so once you link summon, which your deck like is doing all the time. He's also another free target from the deck as well. He's a win target to search. He just generates so much advantage, so much plus. He's essentially a one card Light Dragon on his own, because he makes them both level 4. It's very nice, very handy. So if you need to just clear a monster in your opponent controls to continue with your plays, summon this, get another one out, make Light Dragon detach pop card, keep going. Power Light C is just very good. And again, if you haven't picked these cards up yet, do so now. Like, because they're going to go up in the price. It's going to be a pricey common, I can see. Next we're going one Mr. Templars. Again, another target. The main profile didn't play. I like it. It's a nice, good dark search. Initially, you would only have like Microcoder and Doyon to search, but I like to now play some Templars just because it's a very strong dark search of your codec. It's a free summon essentially, and it recuperates resources back to your hand, which is very handy. And then for 3 1-0s, Backup Security, Cyber's Converter, and Dot Scaper, just nice, good free summons. Kind of want to take out Cyber's Converter for a win target, another win target. Maybe something like Defcon Bird, I'm not sure. But so far, I am enjoying these targets. They're very good. Moving on to the spells now, you're going to have your free Island. And then your 1 Terraforming to search it. And then your Codec. You're going to have your free Codex and your free Mining. All pricey cards, I know, I'm sorry. This is not a cheap deck, but you gotta have these cards. These cards are just so detrimental to the deck. They just boost up so much consistency that all of your plays, like, without these cards, the deck is essentially not that. Like, it's essentially a weird mixed mesh Codetalker deck. Like, if you're not playing these cards, like, you gotta play them. I'm sorry. And I'm playing one more consistency card in forms of 1 Eye Contact. It essentially just unbricks you with islands in your hand, and while also netting you more advantage. Like, if a card says draw 3, keep trying it. Like, keep seeing if it works. So far it works for me. I do really like it. It does take setup. Yes, you do essentially have to have 2 islands, but I really like the Eye Contact for that. For your rival cards, we are playing still the 2 Idle Reborn. I still think 3 is just too much. It's not needed. Your Doyon essentially recuperates this. Your Vicari searches it, like you don't need 3. I'm going with the Pot of Avarice just because you do use up a lot of resources. So being able to just put all of those resources back into your deck, draw 2 is very good. And your extra deck as well. And to round up the spells, we are playing the 3 Dark Ruler No More. This is a both go first and go second deck, but I like to have the Dark Ruler No Mores in the main deck for this deck just because it's strongest going second, but it can go first. So I like to have the Dark Ruler more, just so I can like blind go second, turn 1. Essentially, if I win the die roll, I'll just go second, Dark Ruler, boom, bish, kill the board, and then like turn 2, game 2, just sign a few more cards to help you go first. Your opponent makes you go first, boom, you win. And to help you go first, we are playing the one sign at conflict. I do really like this. You can try out the new eye card. That is essentially a vanities for link plays. But we're going to that unpredicted format now where like people are link climbing, but they're also doing other things as well. So that trap is not as powerful. If you wanted to try it out, I'd probably take out one of the spells, like maybe Avarice, or maybe like one of the monsters in the deck. And then you can try that card out. I like the conflict just though because Microcoda is going to search you a lot more freely than things like Picari. Main deck, moving on to the extra deck, we are playing the one Cyrus Arrival and the one Access Codetalker. These are essentially your big boss monsters. These are the ones you're going to go into for game finishes and your first turn plays as well. Very powerful monsters. Do not underestimate the Arrival. If he stays alive, he's going to start popping monsters, giving you tokens, and just essentially is full combo almost on his own for Access Codetalker, which is just absolutely insane. We are then playing the 2 Dark Templars, and then for the Codetalker, we're playing the 1 Transcode, 1 Xcode, 1 Codetalker, and 1 Inverted. These are the best ones you're going to be playing. These are the best ones to play. Transcode, we're playing it in Ignis already. I added in the Xcode just because I like the plays that it can do. I like the combo between him and Transcode. Being a win target as well, we have very powerful win targets in the Cyverse archetype, essentially. So I do like the Xcode for that. Codetalker is the best dark target, and Inverted is your best light target, while it is also being an extender. To man up the Link 2s, we are playing the Cyberse Wicked and the 1 IP Masquerader. And then for the Link 1s, we are still playing the 2 Lingrebos. You can drop Lingrebo down to 1 if you wanted to. I'm rarely going into him first turn as much, but I still like to have the 2 Lingrebos just in case. And then your non-links, we are still playing the Light Dragon at Ignister, Wind, Pegasus, and Cyberse Quantum. You synchro more than you XCs in this particular build, which is why you're going with these 2. Quantum essentially fulfills similar roles to Light Dragon, essentially helping you out boards, but there's also protection as well. Back row hate, protection, and destruction. Very nice. But guys, that is the deck. I hope you all enjoyed it. I'll just quickly mention how what you can do with the Arrival, and it all revolves around Reborn. It's very simple. You're probably thinking, duh, this is obvious, Joe. You don't need to tell us this, but if the Arrival does get outed, so long as you got access to a Reborn, you can play this, revive the Arrival, and then essentially use the Arrival to pop a card your opponent controls, and then the Arrival generates a token. Then boom, you got 2 Cyverse tokens. You can now start either going to your Codetalker monsters, or you can start going to your Link 2s and start generating you back resources. One Link 2 that I'm probably going to think about trying out in here is Splash Mage, and maybe either take out Lingrebo or the Cyberse Wicked. I'm already using Cyberse Wicked now just because essentially the Signet Codec can search me my Buru very easily. So there's that as well, but it's just things to keep trying out. One cool thing about this variant is that it's just so diverse. As you can see, I couldn't sadly fit in things like Dark Fluid, meant like Avromax, but these are valuable targets as well. Like, it's just such a diverse deck. It's just so versatile. It can fit anyone's playstyle. It's very cool, and it's a deck that I'm always like just picking apart, trying out new ways, trying out new variants. Is very cool. I really enjoy it, and I hope you guys enjoy this as well. And if you did, like and subscribe to the channel as well, and more content for everyone. It's just on the way. It's just so much content now coming out for us on this channel, and I hope you all enjoy it. So as always guys, like, comment and subscribe. Till next time, as always, happy dueling.